the score. And originally from Lithuania, but in the United States since he was 6.
Look at that. We got a timer going down. I've never done this.
Dude, it looks great. Does somebody do it? I mean, you do it yourself?
I pressed yes, and now everyone gets to hear us do this nonsense. It's great. It's this will be fun.
No, I'm looking forward to it, man. Really, like I said, I got some plays. I just put in a play right now. I think you might like.
I got a couple things for NFL for tomorrow, and so it'll be good. So we could do.
I do too. We'll start on that because I got a
yeah. And then we'll do it. It'll be fun. This is why I'm glad we haven't done this before. It'll be fun.
I'm
really excited.
Dude, I'm so excited, dude. I look up to you, man. I mean, shit.
Oh,
I like what you're a sports broadcaster. You love baseball. I love baseball. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. We're gonna get the
shit. I see it.
Hold on. Let's do it. And look at that. We are here live with an intro video that you got to hear us all wax. Probably. I don't even know if it's muted. Probably wasn't. Probably all of us. But you can see here, I got my friend Vital the Dapper Capper, my buddy, who's actually one of the most positive human. Like, taking a pause a beat, because I hate most people on gambling Twitter. But I can tell you without a doubt that this is a good human being who's constantly positive. And I don't think I've honestly, dude, like, I feel like if you stubbed your toe, you wouldn't even curse about it because you're just a nice guy.
I appreciate the kind words.
Man. Well, look, he's a smart guy.
Well, I mean, it's gambling. I mean, everybody's gonna lose. I mean,
I lose a lot. I blame it on my kids.
But if I make smart bets, I feel good about it. Yeah.
Good. Well, we both do stuff for Outlier, and I hijacked his stream the other day, and I was like, you know what? We haven't done the Outlier Insight show together, and so we're gonna do this. So the next like 30 or so minutes, I got myself a beverage. I got myself. I don't know if you know this, right? I got a Tim Capello t-shirt, which is the sax guy from Lost Boys from the movie. I got him. Yeah, dude. Yeah, somebody got me this, a buddy of mine. So I'm wearing that, and yeah, man. And so like we can I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in with Thursday Night Football, and then we could do some college basketball. I don't even know what there is for NBA tomorrow.
No. I was just getting ready for NFL, but we can.
Yeah, let's do it then. I just got NFL too. So let's jump right in. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Hold on. How do I make it so that there we go? That's a little bit better. Or wait, there it is. Look at us. Look at us go. Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna make this a little bigger here. Let's go to NFL. All right. So what I like to do when I start with this, we got the Rams, we got the Niners. I never thought I would say the underperforming Niners, but I'm saying it, and it's great. Former Bay Area resident. Do you have? First, I like to ask whenever I do stuff for Thursday night game. Do you have a take on the side on this one, side or total on this one?
Yeah, I've been digging in the props. You know, I'm a prop guy.
Yeah,
I mean, looking at the game overall, like I said, I think the Rams could. I know the Niners supposedly have a good secondary, but I know their underlying secondary DVO is not that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luka's going to roast them up the middle. I mean,
yeah.
Like Cooper's EV, I think, on some his receptions, but overall, I mean, unless Purdy pulls off one of these, where he throws 35 completions or something, one of these 350-yard games. I think the Rams probably take it.
Yeah.
I truly do. Now I think the 49ers offense are going to move the ball. I mean, they've seemed to let Purdy loose, and he's just slinging it. But the problem is, who's going to get it?
Yeah. No. Look, and if I remember history correctly, McVay is pretty good against Shanny. So I know
they have friendly competition
they have a friendly competition. All these guys who, man. Yeah, can you imagine being in your 20s and being an offensive assistant for the Commanders? So look, I agree with you. I like the Rams here. I think this Niners team is really just about to fold and is just kind of done. And ties. I don't know who their running backs are, and so that ties into one of the plays that I will have. But yeah, I do like the Rams here. I thought that I do expect some fireworks though, is the thing. I'm not really into either of the defenses. And I just know that like Matthew Stafford, like if they win, then they're a game behind for the division, and they effectively eliminate the Niners from the playoffs, which would be huge. And for people that care about futures and stuff, if you want like a bet, if you don't want to, I wouldn't recommend taking necessarily the money line in this game for the Rams, but if you like the Rams, take like Rams to make playoffs, Rams to be the wild card, or Rams to win the division at a better price, because basically if they win
this game,
right, because that number will change when they are coming out of this as 8-6, and the Niners will be 6-8. So that said, let's kind of jump into props.
I do expect fireworks. So.
All right, good. We're on the same page.
Like McVay and Shanahan, they're going to have so many plays drawn up. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, if you like watching analytical, I like play breakdowns and stuff like that. Just look like it's poetic to me.
No, I get it.
These two guys are going to have some.
They'll have fun stuff.
They're going to have some sneaky stuff. I have a feeling they're going to have some.
If we can find the like
normal stuff,
non-quarterback to throw a touchdown, that's the one that you want to look for. Matt Better calling in and just pointing out the game is not impressive at all. It doesn't have the same panache that the previous ones did, but I do like it. I like a divisional game. I like this more than seeing the Jets every single week like we have been seeing. So what I have is I have a filter that is basically I use it like to kind of, when I go through everything, it's kind of already got like all our main ones on here, like longest reception, all the main stuff. So I do that, and that's how I kind of do a little bit of sorting. I'm going to move it to this game. Knowing you might have something really cool that I don't necessarily even have on here, but kick us off. What's the first prop that you like, that you've kind of looked at?
Let me get it pulled up here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm running a few different screens here. Anyway, sorry about that. Now I did find a play from a different game, but I'll skip that one for now. I was looking at Puka first quarter receiving yards over 14.5. It's -162. You can take the 16.5. I just think it's a good parlay piece. I think it's a good number for him getting 15 yards. You could take. I like the regular line as well.
Oh man, he's crushing this. He's crushing. Dude, he's so elite.
Look at it. Yeah, I mean, look at it. I mean, obviously him for a touchdown. Obviously +130. I think that's it. Give me.
Here we go. I've seen 15.5 at -120. That works. Or did you like the 14.5? What'd you like? Which number did you like?
I have the 14.5. Yeah,
14.5. There you go.
For a 2-leg. You know what I'm saying? Like put it with the total or something like that. And go with it, or take some points with the Rams or something if you want to go.
Yep. Nope. I like that too. Dude, look at this hit rate.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. And I kind of look at like the receptions over 7.5. I know it's crazy. It's +114. I just think he's going to eat him. I mean, who's going to get that? He's going to hit him across the middle with the line against the linebackers, and they don't have the linebacking core to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, basically a glorified tight end, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
no, he gets that volume. Dude, he had 12 last week against Buffalo, 9 against the Eagles in a game where they got blown out. 9 in the competitive game against Miami. Let me just take one.
I do have a play though. If you
had 9 against Detroit. Let me throw this one in here. Well, hold on. Good. Tell me more.
I got a sneaky prop for the 49ers. Oh, I guess not.
Not
that sneaky. Brock Purdy over 5.5 rush attempts.
I have that too. That's one of mine. That's totally one of mine. I love that one. That one's absolutely one of mine.
I had to do it. I mean, they have it at 4.5. The 5.5. I mean, he's been going over it quite a bit, and they're susceptible to it. So if they get pressure, you know how they are. I mean, McVay likes to sit in weird blitzes anyway. So
he
tends like he drops the outside linebackers, brings in the safeties. Kind of old school blitzes, really.
Yeah, it is old school blitzes.
Modified old school blitzes. Yeah.
I love that also because I don't know. We know he likes to run, and we don't know what their running back situation is like. And he will get 5. Look, I think it's game script proof because I think either they don't have the running backs and they're not able to establish play action, so he's going to have to run a bit, or he gets 3 of them just regular gameplay, and they win the game, and you get 2 kneel down, you get 3 kneel downs out of it or whatever, and you're good. I love this play. I have this play as well. I think the 5.5 is great. I think he can get 6 of them, and also he had 10 against them. He had 10 in September. Yeah, like come on, man. Like this is. I like this one a lot. A lot. So
I don't want to take over all of it. I like Stafford 2 passing touchdowns. I kind of like 3 really, but I don't know. I'm debating between the 3 touchdowns and a Kyren Williams first half touchdown at plus 170. You know what I mean? I feel like they always try to push him in the end zone early in the game, anyways. You know.
He's a guy where like you get if he's scoring early. He's not who they go to if it's late because it's just a usage. They usually go to like the wide receivers or someone like that.
Well, they trust Stafford. So, but I like the odds on that for first touchdown for him because he's always his regular touchdowns are so juiced that it's not worth it really, you know. But as far as Stafford, I would consider taking him for 3 passing TDs.
I just threw it on there. I saw it in there. Let me just see the Kyren Williams first half TD. Dude, plus 170. I think that's a great price on it. This Niners team is not great at is really bad against running backs. But as people have been asking me, like, what do I like for first touchdowns? I throw something at Blake Corum, honestly. Like, I think that I would like, I like a running back for that. It's, the Niners have actually been very, very good against tight ends from scoring. So that's like a first touchdown thing I don't like. But then on the opposite side, the Rams have been, not great generally against wide receivers lately versus they have been pretty good against running backs. So I had one of the plays that I had was I think we're going to get a lot of Debo. And so I do like the Debo over 4.5 receptions. I like Debo 4.5 receptions at plus 136.
And maybe even his rushing receiving. I mean, if they don't have a running back, he's going to get.
It's a good call.
His
rush yards is probably
6 carries.
Building the rush receiving is there. Yeah, I like this. No, it's 70 for both. You could get either. You could get this.
Yeah,
he's going to have a very high usage game.
I think so. I thought about Kittle, but I don't think it's. I think it's. I even looked at Juwan Jennings just for like longest reception because Moody likes to air it out to him, so I kind of like that as just a solo play. But yeah, I agree. I mean. I'm not playing him for any other way, just the longest receptions.
No, it's good. I want to see. So Brock Purdy under 30 passes is plus EV. I want to see if there's something to mess around with on why that ends up happening. So under in his last 3 games at home, but maybe let's see. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to mess around with the total and see if that is like sometimes related to the pass attempts. Like the total's high, so like if we think that the game goes under, it looks like when it goes under, it really doesn't have an impact. But sometimes I like to see if if this game goes over, even by a little bit. So that's the thing. So we both said we liked fireworks, right? If this game goes over,
action.
This game goes over for when they have had 49 points or more in the last 10. Oh man, this is like
I would take it to 50 and a half. Yeah. I would take it to 50 and a half. Just to stay under.
Let's see what happens. Just to see what happens. As long as if they score 50 points, yeah. So if this game goes over, it's actually correlated to Brock Purdy having less pass attempts, which is incredible. So and again, his total's still high. I think you and I both agree. We think that there's going to be a lot of stuff there. What happened the last time? Yeah, under in both times against it. Let's do it. Gonna rock that there. Also, by the way, Rams incredibly good at managing the clock and will do and have no problem doing drives that are going to keep him off the field and do stuff. So I think you kind of game script.
Stafford's a professional at that. I mean, he's a professional at the end of the game. That's why I'm not worried. That's why I kind of lean with him on the money line. I mean, you might want to take the points, but I mean, Stafford
at 3, I take the money line.
Stafford's money at the end of the game. I mean, as far as decision making, I mean, does he always win? No, I mean, he might throw a pick or something at the end, but I'm like, overall, he takes care of the ball. He moves it easily. You know, I mean, his 2-minute drills as good as
He
pretty.
hasn't thrown a pick in last 5 games.
That's what I'm saying. He's been almost flawless taking care of the ball. Because I was
Yeah, he's been really good
a few weeks ago and considering the matchup, and I stayed away from it. I was like, he's been on fire. So I looked at his pass attempts too, but his longest pass completion.
Let me see it.
Longest pass.
His longest completion. Let me see.
Yeah, I was looking at that one.
Here's his longest pass completion. 34 and a half is not high. He's crushed it.
Like yes, what I said. I like the number. He seems to be
good hit rate on the road. Good. Let's see. Good hit rate against the Niners. Exactly. This is a worse Niners team than we saw in September. I like this one a lot. Niners give up those big plays, and you have two guys that can possibly do this. His air yards, he had 193 air yards last week. I like it.
That's why I was tentative on Puka, but because they had him at, Prize Picks has him at like 49 or 39, 49, 59, and his line's at 78 or whatever it is, 75. I mean, I was looking at him at like 90 at plus, it's like plus 115 or whatever. But I know he's been crushing it, but I don't want to overdo it if they, like you said, like maybe they get it, they get up or something early. But frankly, I don't see that. I think it's going to be a back and forth game, despite San Francisco being kind of does lately. I think Shanahan will have enough plays.
Well, they have to. If they lose this, they're done. This is, you brought up like a really really good point. So you said this on the show the other day, and you and I both know people in Discord sometimes come only for picks, but I think this is a really important thing that you said. You said, when I look, one of the things I'm using, and this is, guys, is first of all, if you're on the Outlier channel, sorry, you're going to see a lot of Outlier stuff, but we like to tell you like fun tricks on how to use it. I don't think what we're about to tell you is as easy to do on mobile as it is on the desktop version, but reason to use it. You always talk about, you say, well, what I'm looking for when I'm building a Prize Pick slip is that I'm looking for something that has a better number than across a regular book, because then I know I'm just getting like a great value play. And so, I don't think it's terrible for us to kind of look through and see if anything's popping out that is sort of like, hey, what's got a better number than things like this? I mean, look right here. Here's certain ones are going to do that. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be EV as much as it's there. Yeah, you're great at this one.
Yeah, I marked one the other day. Well, I was just telling people, like, you can calculate the odds.
Look at this. Purcell. If you want to fade Purcell, who I think you should, all of them are the same. It's great odds on that.
Yeah, but like how people use it, I try to explain, I'm like, if you get a minus 220, like say we're MLB or something, you get a minus 220 for a hit, you're not getting much value getting that at fixed, at the minus 137 fixed price pick.
Sure.
Because even if you put it with a demon play or whatever, any of the play, which are just plus 100, so they're not really good value, but I just put it with regular plays. But needless to say, I mean, the way people, I'm like, you can calculate the odds. You want that minus 350 kind of play if you're going to use a goblin, and then put it with a regular play and maybe another goblin. But like, the whole point is to beat the odds. If you're going to use Prize Picks, you want to get better odds than you can get on DraftKings or FanDuel, even if you can't use the book. It takes a little time. You got to dig around for those lines that are minus 300, minus 280. I think minus 250 is probably the limit, because once you get the regular play in there, you kind of have to do that to get the value, because you could run.
I'm just looking at. I'm scrolling through some stuff.
Oh,
now.
You're good. Go through them. Huh?
Yeah, this is what we're doing it live. Let's do it. Like, here's some good examples, like where you got. Will it show us what the? Will it show us what the Kyron Williams one is? Sometimes they'll have it, but like, that's like a good example. Like Kyron Williams is like minus 390 here, and then on Prize Picks, it's that was it's a great example. This is a minus 370 on DraftKings. It would be minus 137 on Prize Picks. That's a $2. Like, it's for past this regular number when you're trying to when you're trying to create something that could be a bankroll builder, could be anything like that. I think it's
no, as I said, they offer great. Well, I mean, some of them are not really that great. You're not getting, like I said, you're like the line's not that great. You're just getting like 4 or 5, points or yards, whatever it is. 5 yards. I mean, but some of them you're getting like, Tank Dell and his day for 39 yards for a discounted square. I mean, that's kind of
50 yards of Cooper Rush. That's an incredible discount.
Yeah, I mean, you can put these together like that. I mean, you kind of got to be a little surgical. I mean, you got to be. I mean, especially if it's a single game, you got to be kind of surgical. If it's a 3-leg same game parlay, so you kind of want to make sure. But Prize Picks gives you that option of.
I think this one's great. I think Puka 70 for 137 is a good deal.
No, I like that. No, I like
that a lot. This is it's a better price there. No, I think that's good. We got a good chunk of stuff. So the folks are like, we got Puka first quarter. I'm gonna put this in the chat, but we got Puka first quarter. We got Puka receptions. We both love Brock Purdy over rushing attempts. TJ coming in, Puka yards over. We love Puka. We are Puka guys. Stafford, we like his passing TVs. We like a Kyron Williams first half touchdown, good value there. Debo, we both agreed Debo's gonna probably eat a lot. And we kind of came across this Brock Purdy under 30.5% pass attempts, which I really do like. I just like it's also that's a substantial EV here. And it with especially like that's a pretty substantial edge. I look for edges of like 2% or more. So
definitely.
I think
that's my minimum is 2%.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Okay, so here, let me put this in there. I see someone put it in the George Kittle longest reception. Kittle's consistent. I think the one thing I worry about with Kittle this week is that everybody's kind of there. Everyone's back, so there's like a lot of guys to feed. But I do like Kittle. Kittle for me is always like a longest reception or nothing because that's like what he does. So from this game, what have you looked at any college tomorrow? I know you and I talked the other day, and like one of the things we both look for is I look for this to be red against this being green because I love bounce back spots at home for people.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't looked at any games yet. I did put out quite a few plays tonight as far as team total. I've gotten to the Villanova game a little bit. But we'll see. They're not covering right now, so we'll see. They're close. So I took Louisville alt team total. I'll pull it up here in a minute.
Oh, nice.
More playing. I like UTEP, but I'm like Louisville. They're playing at home. They're over to whatever win they had there. That was worth half.
I got the UTEP. Well, for me, you know what it was. I told you it was. I like that look ahead spot. Because I mean, Kentucky is arguably their biggest non-conference rivalry game of the year. TJ Johnson's coming in saying low-key DeMarcus Robinson. He's hurt, but I love DeMarcus Robinson. I love some D-Rob, dude.
Yeah. I play almost every week receptions. I was talking about I took Louisville's alt team total on DraftKings. Just that mini ladder where you take it up where it's plus 105, plus 110, something like that. So I just look for games like that where there's disadvantages, not just system like you're saying where someone's coming off like a big win. Just looking for the mismatches. Now sometimes the teams that have big mismatches don't show up and put up points. Like Tennessee didn't put up the points, the other night. Mm-hmm. But they still won the game. They just didn't put up the points. But that's been my favorite system, and DraftKings has the best lines on it. Just the way they let you walk it up 1 point at a time. You know what I mean? Whereas FanDuel, skips it by 30 on alt totals and things like that. Team totals. So, but DraftKings, you can just go one by one on team totals. So I just pick mismatches where I like the team. It may be a team that's going to lose, but they're at home or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like them. I mean, sometimes you like the underdog matchup, but I don't want to take the spread, so I'll just take them to score some points.
No, and I
Even
love
if they
that.
get
I
blew
love
out,
that angle.
you know?
I love that angle. I think it's a great angle.
'Cause you got garbage points and everything.
Garbage points. I like a lot of first half team totals. I've been looking at a lot. It's a something that comes out. It's a line you got to wait for late, and timing wise really matters on college. A lot of people swear by betting on college the night before. I don't, unless it's a favorite. I don't do it though. I usually wait till like 1 p.m. after the sharp money's done its thing, and I got like all my data, and I got my like. Here's the thing with betting, guys. It's not fun if you have to run to get the line and do it. Like none of that's fun. And so you shouldn't, it's stressful. Like it's like not supposed to be Black Friday where you run into the store and trying to do whatever. Like the cool thing is like find what's the best value for the moment that you are. Don't chase a bad line. Don't chase this. That's why I'd rather relax at 1 o'clock and be like, all right, cool. What's happened? Who's done what? Use everything as a signal and go from there.
Exactly. I try to get right before. I'm a little bit earlier, but I try to like as the West Coast is waking up. I kind of want to start, but I've already started. I'm saying that's kind of the back end. You know, I kind of want to be in that. I want to at least start before the West Coast are up and betting. You know, but because by then you have a good idea of how the market's moving a little bit, and you know, yeah, you lose value sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, get in early on props and things that are going to be blown up. You know, Giannis's points. You know, things that people normally play, but otherwise. I want to see what the market does a little bit because
use it as a signal.
Push it in weird directions, you know, and I'll just go the other direction. Just they push.
Nope, I agree. So as I'm scanning through, we got like a few bits. So I'm scanning through and look at some.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What I also like to do is I like to look at stuff like this where it's like, you know. I like Campbell, by the way. I'm pretty high on Campbell. I think Campbell's
I almost with the score there. I was going to be I was pretty.
I was looking at this. This game had already caught my eye. I mean, look, it's priced equal. So like, it's something that I like that. It's just Campbell's not good offensively. Like, the Citadel is obviously very important to America, but Campbell's really good on defense. Campbell, they don't give up a lot of second chance points.
I mean, I'm impressed.
They're very good at that, which is something that I don't know. I'm just a big Camels fan.
Well, they're like an old Houston Cougars team. You know?
Yeah, they are like an old Houston Cougars team.
They got the kind of mix and match. Or the Detroit Pistons without the bully ball, I guess. I don't know,
No, I like them a lot. In fact, I may just well, this is fun. So like it's like a little bit. So when I get something like this, I want to see. Hold on, let's see. Let's get fun here. Oh, it's not out yet, but I want Campbell -1.5 at plus probably. If -1 is -105, I'm gonna guess that the -1.5 is +110, +115. I'm gonna guess it's not out. I don't see it out, but that's what I want. And I like Campbell here.
That notion, I mean, of taking that team you like, even like I said, at +1, even on the money line, I'm just walking it up a point or two to get it to that +110. I mean, like those are value plays, anyways. I mean, the chances of them, the game ending on 1 is very minimal,
very slim.
So I'm like, move it, or even at 2. I mean, unless it's like. Two powerhouses going against each other. Usually don't.
I like it.
You got people jacking.
Here it is. Is this going to give me? We don't have not a ton of options yet, but I think that's what I want to do. I want to do look, if you like Citadel, you could do the same exact thing. I'm going to put Campbell in my slip right here. I like that.
Did it come up already?
It hasn't. They haven't come up yet. They'll be up a little bit later.
Oh, you checking on different? Okay. I didn't know if you were looking at any of the late games tonight.
No, tonight. Let me look. I'll tell you. I mean, we got? It's only 9. What do we got? What are we looking at for tonight? Tell me what you're looking at.
BYU Fresno State starting right now, but
I like the under. I liked the under in that game.
Yeah, I mean, look at here. Well, I guess I can't share my screen, but I mean, yeah, just looking at the team totals. I mean, BYU unders are hitting like. I mean, they made 80% all the way up. So
yeah.
Even other favorite in it. So I mean, you can get the under 86.
And look at this. Like you have an offense that's ranked 249th. Like I mean, It's a good
Exactly.
defense against a bad offense. Look at this. Everything's in the 300s.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
recipe for an
it's
under.
gonna. Oh, definitely. I was checking the lines and see if I can see a good one here.
I like the on the other side. I'd liked this. This was low, and I know everyone loves to take an under for San Diego. It's not the same San Diego that we've seen before. I actually liked the over here. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this Nevada and the South Dakota game because Nevada's defense is nasty, but they can't score.
But they play slow.
Yeah.
It's like boring. It's like they're running like reverse triangle or something. You know? It's a very boring offense. I don't know what to say. But I kind of, I like South Dakota State style. I don't, like I said, they're kind of, they're getting out there and kind of putting a few points up. I like I would consider that plus of 11.5. I mean, Nevada don't really put people, away. They're at home, but they don't really put people away that often. Not at 12 points. South Dakota State's a better team you think. I mean, you look at the rankings. Yeah, I mean, they're not that far off on these rankings.
Neither have played 25. Have played a top 25 team. I always look at that too. They played that. So.
Oh, yeah. I was mentioning that. I'm glad you brought that up. I was mentioning just the other day, little things like that, just checking home away stats, like I was betting on EPL, using the new soccer. And I'm like, stuff like that's more important than you think. And, we were talking about football being important right now. I mean, I wouldn't want to play in Kansas City when it's freezing outside right now. You're at a big disadvantage. All this stuff matters. It obviously does in college basketball even more. Like you said, the kids. Like I said, we're talking about the day after celebration kind of let down. But, these are all. I mean, we were both in college. I know I hung out with some of the athletes. I mean, I knew what was going on. I mean, it's like they didn't care about the curfew. Come on, give me a break. They're out all night.
No, I know. Well, you got to figure out the places where they're going to be doing that. I want to see if there's anything else that I really like tomorrow. I love this Arkansas. This Arkansas State Red Wolves team has been great. I've been very much loving that team.
Their team totals. Like I said, I've been running these little mini team totals on these teams like what you just mentioned, because that team they put up points. They run. I mean, they get out and play. I mean, their defense is solid enough, anyways, but they don't mind to get out and run a little bit. So I like some of these mid majors that, like I said, they just go. You know what I mean? They're just going.
Let me just look and just see if there's any other. The Evansville Purple Aces against. Do we have any team props? We don't have any team props up there for them. There's not a ton of stuff on that, but we got a good amount of things that we can drop in here. And like a ton of plays. I'm gonna leave it all for you guys. All right. With that, we did a short little show because I'm gonna eat my burrito, my late burrito, and I'm gonna do whatever. But but tell everybody where they can find you, man. And I'm really glad you came on and we kind of got to collab and mess around a little bit. But tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on X at the Dapper Capper org. Obviously, you can find me making videos if you're watching for the Discord for Outlier. And otherwise, like I said, you guys can contact me on either one of those places. Obviously, I post plays on both the Outlier Discord and on X, maybe less occasionally, because I mainly try to stick on the Discord. I mean, I bet live plays on the Discord. Some people may not see them, but I throw them out.
Yeah, dude, I seen it. You do a good job. You got good reads on that stuff.
I mean, I love live betting.
It's so much. You get a better edge.
You really do. I just sit and wait for unders. I kind of like them. MGM totals. I kind of like their unders because they give you the rolling kind of. They'll get you scratch or plus 105. Of course, they may lock you up in the bet and end up being minus 115.
Yeah.
But still, I'll take it anyways. It wins,
No,
So,
I agree.
Most of them win.
Awesome,
did
dude.
have
Well,
one-
look, what's that?
I had an early game. I was, we were talking about the filters. But people, I think, that use Outlier don't use the filters as often as they should.
Yeah.
I have so many filters set on and I didn't even know you can make insight filters at first. Like I made it filters.
Oh, yeah.
I made it from filters for everything and just never thought to look. Like I would read the insight page and I didn't think about making filters for it. I thought, well, they already have all these stats, and so I've been using that. But I found like a tackle and assist for the Jets game. I don't know how far you want to look ahead on those, but it was a plus 130 play. He's exceeded 3.5 assists in 6 straight games on the road. He's averaging 6 assists a game average.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know. It's a good plus 130 play. I went ahead and put it in. I was take my chances with him.
Yeah, I have a couple that I have that are set to like plus money. Like it's kind of like what is my ladder plays, and like I have it set so that it constantly will bring up like other things. And like for baseball, I had like a pitcher's one and I had like a hitter's one, and I would just kind of be like, all right, well, let me find the pitchers I want to fade, and then let me find the batters that I want to do whatever with, and I kind of cross reference on everything and do it that way. Yeah, the filters are great. Like people got to use the filters.
Yeah, and even the EV filters. I've tried to explain. I got my own little EV.
I have an EV. I'll show you. I have an EV filter. Like, I have a good.
I have tons of them, but like I said, I have
EV by Berg, 2% and at least 1.7 Kelly.
Exactly. That's what I tell. And I was explaining to people how to use it the other day, and it's a lot simpler than you think. And as far as people's philosophy on how you DVIG and what you DVIG against, I mean that depends on what you're betting on. In my opinion,
it depends on what you're betting on. If you like, I find that shit is very good for college totals, but I use multiplicative for most of my props.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I like to have them in the same kind of ballpark. I like to have them line up. Really, it makes me at least pretty close line up. I don't. I give Shin the least rating just because it's kind of like the most strict BC rank. I try to explain these are just algorithms. They're just they weight certain things, just like all the sabermetrics that we know. But as far as when I've been using the EV strategy, like I said, I've been just betting against the big 3 books. DraftKings, FanDuel, NGM. Just playing them off each other because like it's an EV on FanDuel. You can make it EV to the over. You can make it EV to the under by flipping those 2 books and DVIGing the opposite way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the percentages each way, and you can make your decision there, and then you can go into the trends and maybe the matchups. I'm just saying. I like to mix a little bit of research with the EV plays. You don't have to, because people seem to be overwhelmed by it, and I'm like, it's not as complicated as you think. It's an algorithm that's telling you where there's these odds discrepancies.
And also, when you think about it, I always tell people, I'm like, look, if you bet this 100 times, it's going to profit for you more than it's going to not. And so I equate it to if you bought 10 bottles of wine and then you got the 11th bottle free because you saved so much money, you would buy the 10 bottles of wine. And that's kind of how it is. That's what you're doing. You're getting 11 bottles of wine for the price of 10.
Yeah, I told people we're odd shopping. I mean, or bargain shopping.
Bargain shopping.
That's really what you're doing. It's what you're doing. But and what's great is, you're basically if you can using the app, you can find EV plays even that don't show up on the algorithm. Just major odd discrepancies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between 2 of the major books, and to me, that's an EV play already.
Do you DVIG against Pinnacle or you DVIG against FanDuel?
I don't want to put down Pinnacle. Or put them or besmirch them or anything.
Yeah. Well, they don't have everything.
Well, it's not even that. I just think their lines are just so skewed that obviously by larger money that their odds that something that's minus 120 will be minus 148 or 47. It's just some weird number like that. It's just some weird odd number.
I think I'm gonna make a new filter right here.
I do not use penny at all. So I
use penny for baseball. That's about it.
Yeah,
only because it's the first one.
Yeah, no, I understand its precedence. I mean, don't get me wrong. Believe me, I mean, people make money on Pinnacle all day long. But I was saying, the there's so much heavy money coming in on through Pinnacle that it skews Pinnacle's numbers. I think way in one way or the other, right?
I agree.
And so I don't really take them into account at all. I've mainly just DVIG off the main three books. Now I keep in the factoring in Bet365 and Caesars and some of the other major books, but these are the ones where the props give the best lines. So why would I care what Pinnacle thinks about it? You know what I'm saying? These are there's the most action on props are on the main books. So I'm going to DB against those because I have my preferences on either one. I'm sure you do too. I like combo
Made one right
plays
here.
on
I just made a filter while we were doing that. I made a plus. I did a DVIG against FanDuel. And just as a next 24 hours, DVIG against FanDuel. What's got an advantage on that? Because I've started to discover the FanDuel's like the sharp book for football. And for like baseball,
sure.
like for certain things. And so like I'm just like cool. Like for home runs on baseball, FanDuel's the sharp book. And so I'm always trying to go against them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like I mean that so what you're saying there, so basically my part of my AV strategy is if I want to lock the play on a book that I like that market on. I like K's are sharper on FanDuel. We all know that. I mean, I guess their algorithm's better. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like their K lines are sharper. I mean, it doesn't matter what. No one disagrees with that. So I just think that why, so if it's on that book that you like FanDuel with K's. If it's EV on that, then I want to play it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's against the book that I like, say, block rebounds like on FanDuel, 4, 6, 8, you get those great lines, right? So I really look for those. But yeah, I also trust MGM on rebound lines. So I kind of play off those sometimes, right? But DraftKings is more of a ladder situation. I use DraftKings for laddering plays and those, and of course I love the NHL point line combination point.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good
I
one.
run them all day long. I love them. I think people underestimate it. I mean, you got to find the team in a good matchup. For power
We
plays.
got our Discord. If you come into the BTL Discord, we got guys that are making updating the line combinations every day and the power plays in our NHL. You're in my Discord. Come in.
Yeah.
We got a whole bunch of that. Someone's like updating it every day, so it's really, really good. You would love that group. You would love those guys.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, hockey's such an underrated sport to bet on. And somebody mentioned to me in my show today that they were having trouble with it, or lost a few bets, and I'm like, there's just so much variance in it. I'm like, look for good value. Look, I mean, the hit rates. Obviously you want a little bit of it, but it's more of a matchup. Like it's matchup based. It's always matchup based. I mean, the guy could have 3 points. 3 games in a row with points, multiple points.
Yeah, it's a variant sport. I played it. It's a variant sport.
Yeah, so
I look the way that I do.
but I've hit. I mean, you hit on players that. I mean, Letang for a point plus 125. I mean, he had a decent hit rate, but it was just a good matchup for him. I mean, you get value like that. I mean, like, where do you get plays like that where there's so much of it where it can bounce off somebody's skate and he gets a point off that, gets an assist or something? I'm like,
I agree.
But the line worked. But anyways, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. I think it's all good. It's another reason why everybody should just kind of follow you and come through and. With that, I'm gonna eat this burrito that I got sitting over here, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Dude, I appreciate you coming by, man. For everybody else, good luck with your bets. You can always hit either of us up, and I will talk to everybody soon. Again, good luck. Go Rams, right? Go Rams tomorrow.
Hey, go Rams. It's gonna be exciting. Let's play some overs.
Yep. Later, everybody.
Have a good one.